Hello and welcome to this video during which we're going to be looking at OpenInsight's user interface workspace. Now I'm going to start this lesson with a straightforward traditional old-fashioned British hello, because a number of you that are following these series of tutorials have said, hey, love the tutorials, but you always open the same way. It's getting boring, getting tedious. So for today I'm going to drop all of the formalities and just start off with a straightforward hello. Now, in the previous lesson, we had a very quick overview of the user interface workspace, some of the tools that are available to us in there. Today, we're actually going to be using the tool to create a message for our clinic application. So let's go and open the application itself. And to run the user interface workspace, we can do it in a number of ways. Obviously, find it within the repository. It's available off the tools menu. Or alternatively, you can run it from the button on the application manager there. When the tool runs up, you get a very simple interface with a menu bar, toolbar, the MDI area where all of the tools are going to open up, and you get a status line at the bottom. Now, one of the areas that we didn't look at in the previous lesson was the tools option of the menu here. I'll have a quick look at this now. The first item in here is a create wizard option, and this is a wizard that enables you to create wizards, so a wizard. And you can very simply work through this, so give it a title, so create something, and there's a naming convention here, so normally you have a verb and a noun, so yeah, some examples. Go next, you can pick up a bitmap to show on your wizard. You can create new bitmaps in here as well. You can go through how many sheets you want to have in your wizard. Normally you'd have a minimum of 3. If we go on, normally you'd have a welcome page for sheet number 1. Sheet number 2 would then do something, so let's browse for a file, and sheet number 3 would normally be like a completion page, and you may well have a number of other options in here as you go through, so you would build up this little program of things that you want the user to do, and like I said, normally finish off with a completion page. So we go next. You've then got some design tips in here, and you've got some programming tips, and then when you get to the end you can just simply give it a name and save that away. So very straightforward. I'm not going to worry about that right now. Yes, I want to cancel out of there. Also under the tools menu you have the ability to design events. Now in here, if I was to click on the button, these are all of the events that are available for the button, and you can see the event name, the parameters that are passed, and then whether you're going to enforce that event to fire. So again, you can go in here and create those, and there's also an area for generating promoted code. It's fairly advanced stuff, so I'm not going to go in here. I've never touched this in any of the demo applications that I've created for myself previously, and I'll leave the official training sessions to cover that particular part of the tool. So we'll just close out of there. Also, you have the ability to design form. That's going to run the forms designer that we've been looking at previously. Design context menus, again that will run the context menu designer, and design reports, which will run the report builder, which is going to be the subject of a future lesson. But one of the options that I want to look at now is preferences. Now at the moment I've got no default type selected, so what that means is when I go into either open or new, and I'll go new for now, I don't have anything selected. I can select any one of these that I want to. However, if I decide that I want to use the most recently used, then that will pull out the most recently used, fairly straightforward. Or if I'm going to be doing a lot of pop-ups, creating a lot of pop-ups, or maybe creating a lot of pop-ups with the wizard, then I can make that selection. And then when I go into new now, it will automatically select that for me, and then I can just hit return to carry on and go into the wizard for building that particular pop-up. Now normally, when I'm working, I have most recently used, because I tend to find that I'll do a number of messages together, or I'll do a number of pop-ups together. And the reason I do that is I like the consistency, so I haven't got to keep looking back to think, oh, I must change this or I must change that. So that's just the main reason why I take that particular view. So I've got mine set to most recently used, and we'll OK that, and I'm happy. And then what we'll do is we'll go in and we'll actually start to build our message. So to do that, we'll go File, new, and we'll just select message and OK. Now this is an MDI frame, so if I want to, I could go in and I could create a new message, so I could have a couple of messages on the go. I can even go in here and say, you know, let me start working on a pop-up. And then what we can do is we can start to make this a little bit bigger. Let's just drag this out. And then I can just, you know, move these windows around. Or of the window menu, I could say, okay, let's arrange the icons, you know, cascade them, tile them. You know, just move all of these windows around as I want to move them around, so that I can work on multiple items at a time. Let's just go no to that one. However, in this particular instance, all I'm going to do is start a new message, and I'm quite happy to do that just as is. Now when we're creating a message, the first thing obviously we want to do is to give it a title, and my title for this one is simply going to be about, because we're going to do a little about message that will display from the help about menu in our application. The text is the text that's going to display actually on the message itself, so I'll just go ahead and put some text in here now.